Imagine walking into a job that isn't yours, just to help your sister. And suddenly, you lock eyes with the CEO, a single dad with pain hidden behind his perfect smile. What happened next changed her life forever. Stay with me until the end, because this story will touch your heart, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Kindness Stories for more heartwarming tales. The morning sun filtered through the thin curtains of a tiny apartment on the outskirts of the city. Emma Reyes sat on the edge of the bed, fingers twisted together, staring at the small crumpled piece of paper in her hand. It wasn't a love letter. It wasn't a bill either. It was a work schedule, one that didn't even have her name on it. Her younger sister, Lily, was supposed to work the morning shift as a maid in one of the most luxurious hotels in the city. But last night, Lily had fallen sick, fever burning through her fragile body like wildfire. Emma had spent the entire night holding a damp cloth to her sister's forehead, whispering soothing words, praying the fever would break. By sunrise, Lily's voice was a mere whisper. They'll fire me if I don't show up. Please. Emma's heart clenched. Lily couldn't lose this job. It was the only thing keeping their lives afloat, the only steady income in a world that had taken so much from them already. Their parents had died in a car crash years ago, leaving Emma as the only guardian for her little sister. She had promised to keep Lily safe, no matter what. So Emma did the unthinkable. She looked her sister in the eyes, brushed a lock of sweaty hair from her forehead, and said, "I'll go. I'll cover your shift." And that was how it began. The city buzzed with energy as Emma stepped off the bus, clutching Lily's maid uniform in a worn-out tote bag. She changed in the staff locker room, smoothing the crisp black and white outfit over her frame. She wasn't used to uniforms like this. She had worked odd jobs before, cafes, bookshops, even a short stint as a cashier, but never as a hotel maid. Her stomach churned with nerves. She tied her hair into a neat bun, glanced at herself in the cracked locker mirror, and whispered, "You can do this." For Lily. Emma didn't expect her day to be anything more than scrubbing floors and changing linens. But life has a way of writing its own stories. The hotel was breathtaking. Crystal chandeliers hung from the high ceilings, and the scent of fresh lilies perfumed the air. Emma moved quietly, pushing her cart down the polished marble corridors, her heart pounding every time a guest walked by. Everything about this world screamed wealth, power, and perfection, a far cry from her small, humble apartment. By mid-morning, Emma was assigned to the executive floor. She took a deep breath and knocked softly on the door of Suite 1803. No answer. She let herself in, as instructed. The room was massive, bathed in golden light from the floor-to-ceiling windows. Toys were scattered near the couch, a small train set, colorful blocks, a teddy bear missing one eye. Emma tilted her head, surprised. This suite didn't look like a business executive's temporary home, it looked lived in. She set her cleaning supplies down and began tidying up. She was just about to pick up the teddy bear when a small voice startled her. "Are you here to play with me?" Emma spun around. Standing in the doorway was a little boy, no older than 5, with messy dark hair and big brown eyes that looked far too sad for someone his age. "Oh." Emma crouched down, smiling gently. "Hi there. I'm just here to clean." The boy hugged the teddy bear tight. People usually don't stay to talk. Emma's heart tugged. She knelt down fully. "Well, I guess today is different." Before she could say more, the sound of a door clicking open made her freeze. She turned, and time seemed to stop. A man stood there, tall and commanding, wearing a perfectly tailored suit that spoke of wealth and authority. His dark hair was slightly tousled, as if he'd run his hands through it in frustration. His jaw was sharp, his eyes an intense shade of steel gray. And those eyes, they locked onto Emma like a hawk spotting something unexpected. For a moment, no one spoke. Emma felt her pulse thunder in her ears. She had never seen someone like him, someone who carried an aura of raw power and quiet pain all at once. "Who are you?" His voice was deep, controlled, but there was a flicker of something, curiosity, maybe even vulnerability. Emma swallowed hard. I'm covering a shift." His gaze swept over her uniform, then back to her face. He didn't speak, but the silence between them was heavy. Then, his son, Emma assumed the boy was his son, ran up to him. "Daddy. She talked to me. She's nice." The man's stern expression softened for a fraction of a second. He placed a hand on his son's head. "Go play for a bit, champ." When the boy scampered off, the man turned back to Emma. "You're not the usual maid." Emma nodded nervously. "My sister, she was sick. I didn't want her to lose the job." For the first time, the corners of his lips curved upward. Not quite a smile, just a ghost of one. Most people wouldn't do that. Emma didn't know what to say. She felt small under his piercing gaze, but not in a bad way. There was something magnetic about him, something that pulled her in even though every instinct told her to look away. "I'm Adrian Blackwell," he said finally. "CEO of Blackwell Enterprises." Her breath caught. Blackwell Enterprises, she had seen the name on skyscrapers, in magazines, even on billboards. And now, the man himself stood in front of her. Emma managed a polite nod. "Nice to meet you, Mr. Blackwell." His eyes softened again, but just barely. "Emma, right?" She blinked. "How did you?" "Your name tag," he said with the faintest trace of amusement. Emma's cheeks flushed. She suddenly wished the ground would swallow her whole. Adrian studied her for a moment longer, then said something that would change the course of her life. "Stay." Emma frowned. "Excuse me?" "Stay. Don't just clean and leave. My son, he hasn't smiled like that in a long time. And I could use some help." Emma hesitated. This wasn't part of the plan. She was supposed to clean, get out, and never cross paths with this man again. But then she looked at the boy, the way he peeked at her from behind the couch, a shy hope in his eyes. And Emma said the words that would start everything, "Okay." She didn't know then that this decision would lead to moments she'd never forget, moments of laughter, of tears, of love so unexpected it would shake her world. But for now, all she knew was this: she had stepped into a story far bigger than she ever imagined. What happens next between Emma, the little boy, and the mysterious CEO? You won't believe how their lives intertwine in ways none of them saw coming. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Kindness Stories for more emotional tales that will stay with you forever.